know what products you have, how you first started, where you originated from, what were the goals when you first started. So let's start with you introducing yourself
Okay,
first, okay? And
great.
then we'll start with how you started,
Okay,
off.
sure. Yeah, thank you, Ms. Allura. Nice to meet you. Hafideh Ali. My name is Lenny Fejeran, along with my wife Pika. We're here on a export trade mission for Guam-made products, and I'm here representing one of our brands, Denanche brand, our original hot pepper drizzle. We've been making it for about 3 years now. I've been in the restaurant business on Guam for over 10 years. Started off with Pika's Cafe, Little Pika's Kitchen Lingo, and Kadu House, having multiple concepts. When the pandemic hit, we were right in the middle of creating a hot sauce and experimenting through our restaurants and getting feedback from our customers and getting it retail ready. And of course, pandemic changed a lot and shift most of our focus to retail. So here we are now, building good relationships with our farmers and trying to produce as much of our local style, Guam style, hot sauce as much as we can to share it with the world.
All right, thank you. So you started about 3 years ago creating the product, you said,
Right.
right? What was the goal when you guys were creating the product? Like, what was your vision as you were creating the product?
So throughout my time of owning and running restaurants, obviously a lot of people like hot stuff on Guam, and usually they ask for Doni Denanche, which is our traditional hot pepper paste. Doni Denanche, especially on Guam, we have a limited supply of hot peppers, so it can get a little expensive. So giving it for free is not really something we really wanted to keep on doing. So I wanted to make another way for them to get the same effect through a hot sauce, but through a hot sauce we're able to kind of stretch the peppers a little bit further, but the flavor's there, and really the flavor of our traditional Doni Denanche hot pepper paste is basically what we tried to capture in our bottle. The other thing is, as a restaurant owner and as a chef and a cook, when I create a dish, I want to make sure that the flavors that I intended are what you're going to experience. With a lot of these imported hot sauces, they use vinegar and they use other ingredients that just overpower the flavor of the food. So I didn't like in my restaurant when I created a dish and someone asked for a hot sauce and we didn't have a local hot sauce. So I said I might as well just create one. And we called it Denanche, because Denanche in Chamorro translates to correct or just right. And so our brand is Denanche brand because our hot sauce is just right.
Nice. You mentioned, when the pandemic hits and whatnot, we all know that the pandemic kind of took, especially in the restaurant business, the tourism business, a lot of people kind of took a hit when the COVID-19 happened. And here you are with an amazing product that, any advice to the entrepreneurs here in Palau that are just starting off, after the pandemic, where tourism is not at its peak just yet, it's just starting. Do you have any advice to them?
Yes, some advice that I would give to other entrepreneurs, restaurant owners especially, because that's our field, who have struggled through the pandemic. Maybe you're still kind of working through it, or maybe you made it on the other side and you're still in business, and that's great. I commend you, because it's one of the hardest things that I ever had to deal with. We closed 4 restaurants in 1 week, and that took 10 years to build. So my advice is to just keep a straight mind, stay healthy in body, mind, and spirit, and try to just keep focused on one thing at a time. It gets overwhelming, but there is assistance out there. You just got to reach out for it and be humble enough to accept it, and just keep on going. If you truly believe in what you're doing, then genuinely people will respond to it. That's how I feel. And to the people of Palau, we feel you, because we also got hurt by the pandemic through the tourism industry, and we're still in recovery. So, that's why we're here as part of our export mission, because although you're considered international, through the eyes of everybody in the world, not us. You're our neighbors, you're our brothers and sisters, we're one Micronesia, and I feel like we should start here first with our export mission and share this with you guys. So we're right there with you. We're your Micronesian island brothers and sisters, and we're so grateful to have family like we do here in Palau. Sizu Esmasi and Sulang.
That is awesome. Can you tell us where we can get your product? Do you have an online business? We would like to have this here in Palau. So while the product is not yet in the stores, and fingers crossed that it will be, we would love to have it here. Where can they order? And your restaurant that is in Guam, if any Palauans are coming to Guam, where can they find you and try your delicious dishes?
Well, you heard, I don't know if you could hear Allura, but she said she would love to have us here in Palau. So we would love to be in Palau as well. And, we're starting small. Obviously, we're a small craft business. We're a family-owned business. It's just me and my wife running it with a small team. And this is our first stop for export. So currently, you can find it online at denanche.com. And on our bottle, there's a QR code. So it's easy to find us. And then we're in a couple of locations. I should say we're working very closely with a couple of locations here and in Palau. And I believe with this trade mission, there will be success.
We are looking forward to having your product here. And you are here until?
Yeah, we're just here until tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't plan to stay for the night market, which I'm really sad about, and so are our team. But some of our team members will stay behind. Palau is one of our best destinations, from Guam to visit, right, as another island. And we're only here for tonight, but you can also follow us at Denanche brand on Instagram, and just go to denanche.com. Denanche with the E, it's D-E-N. Sorry, I have to say it because we're trying to keep our language and our culture. That's why I named it Denanche, so we can share that with them. But we spelled it incorrectly only because branding purposes. But Denanche, ironically, means correct. We're just right.
Well, thank you, Lenny.
Thank you.
We hope that Palauans that gets to see this gets to order the product, and we are really looking forward to having your product here in Palau. Is there any shout out that you want to make before we end?
Yeah, Alessa Ugun, man, she really made this trip so special for us. To Micronesian Catering Services, they really hooked it up. Delicious food. And also Miss LT from SBDC. And of course to all the delegates, all the senators, all the ministers, and all the small businesses that just welcomed us so lovingly and were open-minded about this conversation. And we just want everybody to understand that this trade mission is not a one-way street. This is for us to reciprocate, and hopefully, we can get more out of this than just selling hot sauce.
All right, thank you, Lenny.
Hey, thank you so much.